What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 EDC, and today I'm ready to do my full review on the Artisan Knives Wizard. Artisan Cutlery Wizard. This is in via, of course, the Lefty passaround group, and this thing is fantastic. I was expecting to enjoy it whenever, I knew I was getting it in. It was a model that I had been really excited for quite a while, but it really blew away my expectations. This is a fantastic knife, absolutely great in every single way. It's going to get a very high score, in my review system. And it's just fantastic. It really is. I cannot wait to see what they come up with in the future with, for the Wizard series. This was, and I hate that I'm blanking on this, but this was designed by Dustin Rhodes, who I think I said in the unboxing video that he won a contest, and I think he commented on that video and said he didn't he didn't win a contest, but he did. This is his first design with Artisan Cutlery, and this is a fantastic design. So this was a Kickstarter. It is unfortunately not available right now. This was run back in like end of September, early October. I am going to leave a link to the Kickstarter down below so you guys can get like the full specs on all the different variations of the knife, and see what, why it inspired Dustin to design this and so on and so forth. But he did say, I think in the comment that he left on my video, that they have some big stuff coming, or they have some upcoming stuff, related to the Wizard series. And I can't wait, because you currently can't buy these right now. That's the one bad thing to this, caveat to this video. Like I said, they were a Kickstarter, they're sold out. I think they were pretty limited numbers. I can actually go down here and, read it at the end of the video to see what the numbers were and stuff like that. But hopefully they come out with, this is a standalone model for Artisan. I would love in the future to have, maybe just a full titanium knife, some other, maybe micarta inlays. There's just a lot of different variations you can run with this model, but it's fantastic. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the review. Excuse me, starting right off with materials. So this is a titanium, obviously framed knife. I love the backspacer. You just have like these little holes that go down through here, and it looks like it's like a floating backspacer. It looks very, very good. It's a very thin knife overall, which is fantastic. I love the way it feels in hand, and the slimness is really, really good. You got a button lock. You have a front flipper, as well as dual thumb studs as ways of deploying the knife. You have a Arctic Storm fat carbon here on the, no, is it Arctic Storm? White Storm? Yeah, Arctic Storm. Arctic Storm fat carbon. Sometimes I get the whites and the blues mixed up with the names. On both sides. Inlays are seamless. Very, very good. Feels great. You do have, it looks like you have a filler tab over here, but it's more so, I don't know. No, that actually might come out. I take that back. Now that I really look at it. It is a reversible clip. This is just a like enlarged or an uplifted filler plate. But when you take the knife apart, you can punch it out from the inside and switch it over. So it is nice to have lefty and righty carry for those out there that need to carry it lefty with this milled titanium pot clip. You have a really, really nice, it's a harpoon style blade, but it's more of a drop point, but you do have a poon up here with some jimping. You get that nice, I think they call it a sand polish. It's the same thing that is on my Artisan Cutlery Sadier. Artisan does it a lot. I really like it because, well, it sucks because you get a lot of fingerprints on it, but it looks really nice, excuse me, when cleaned up and wiped off. You get that nice polish to it. S90V steel, which is fantastic. There is Dustin's Maker's logo up there. Then you have the Artisan logo right there. As far as milling, this thing is super duper lightweight. There are, looks like 4 or 5 pockets on both sides. Very, very lightweight knife. Just a, all around great materials. You guys know, hard not to get 5 in the materials category, so 5 out of 5. Let me check here for some quick specs. You gotta keep scrolling. So you have a blade length of 3.47, so about a 3.5 inch blade on here. You get a blade thickness of 0.13 inches. Like I said, that is a sand polish on the blade. Flat grind, drop point. It's considered a drop point, but you have a nice harpoon area up here. Overall length from tip to butt of 7.64. a closed length / handle length of 4.17, and it comes in weighing 3.02 ounces. So you're getting a 3.5-inch blade coming basically 3 ounces, coming at 3 ounces. That is fantastic. And I mean, look how thin that guy is. Look at that internal milling on the inside right there. If you guys can see it past my face. Just very, very lightweight, and that is very impressive to me. So 5 out of 5 on the materials. There was 4 different variations of this knife available. So the most basic one, which I say it's the most basic, but I think it's really, really good for what you're getting. It's called the Sorcerer. So you get the stainless or the titanium with the flat carbon inlay, S90V sand polish, and the titanium clip. The second one is a Mage. It is a same thing, titanium with a titanium Damascus inlay and a pivot collar. Then you get the Magna Mage, which is in Magna Cut, and it's also with the titanium Damascus inlay with the pivot collar. And then the last one is the Enchanter. You're getting titanium Damascus as the whole scale, mirror polish with S90V, and it looks bougie. It looks crazy, crazy. Something that I would never go for, but yeah, there were 4 different variations available when this went live on the Kickstarter, and we'll talk about price, in the ender parts of this video. But yeah, a lot of different variations, so that is nice to see. Like I said, I can't wait to see what they come out with in the future for different, different materials, different blade steels, so on and so forth. I'll be very, very excited to see what they come up with next. Next up is aesthetic. I mean, guys, just a beautiful knife, beautiful lines. I mean, it just flows so well together, straight across here, tapers off. You get a nice area right here, nice finger and groove. Then you have probably a 70-30 choil right there. Just looks fantastic. I love the fat carbon. The blade shape looks phenomenal with the sand polish. The clip, goes nicely with it. It's just simple. And you guys know, if you've been long-term viewers of my channel and my content and my stuff, you guys know I just love simple designs. I tend to go towards, most of my collection is just simple stuff. I think simple, sometimes I like checking out, extravagant, cool, out of the ordinary designs. But just, the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. And this is just an elegant, but yet simple, clean, awesome design. 5 out of 5 is a pretty easy number to write down there for it. Next up is the action, and Artisan killed it with the detents on these button locks. The thumb flick goes out very, very nice. Reverse flick goes out. It's not like the snappiest detent in the world, but it's very good for what you're getting. A lot of button locks, they can be kind of mushy and kind of hit or miss, but Artisan really killed it with this. Not the snappiest, but it's definitely not the spongiest. Front flipper also works phenomenal. You get really nice jimping up here to the top. You kind of just land, and the leverage just takes the blade out, which is really, really good. Just snappy. You guys can hear that. Just awesome. I mean, I have fidgeted with this thing an absolute shit ton since I've had this knife in, because like I said, it severely, severely, severely surprised me. And then the button, you get a little bit of raise right there. No blade play at all, which is really nice. Just smooth. One of the smoother button locks I've handled in a while. And I've handled, quite a bit, over the last year or so with my channel. Just so fun to play with. Just drops. I can just sit here and do this all day, and I have done that all day. Sometimes you pop over with the front flipper, but that's just, you can do this. You can roll it like that. You can do all the things with it, which is really nice. Of course, you can do the slow roll, but action is great. Very, very smooth. Of course, this is a pass-around knife, so it's been broken in quite a bit, but just fantastic action from the Wizard. 5 out of 5 in that category as well. And that brings us to acoustics. I wanted to give this a 5 so bad. I really did, but I have to be fair. A 4.5 is very, very fair, because I think that, I thought I heard something rattling. It's more so on the close. On the close, you get that metallic, a little bit of a ring. It's so good, it's addicting almost. And if it had that on the open as well, that would be an easy 5. But I mean, a 4.5 is still a very, very good score to get in the acoustics category. That internal milling, I think, really helps it, get those sort of acoustics on the drop. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to give it a 4.5 so bad, and I would have if it would have gotten, if you would have had these sounds on the open. The open's still really nice and satisfying. I just wanted a little bit more high pitched, so 4.5 on the acoustics. Next up is Ergos. Like I said earlier, the design really, really simple lines, clean lines. And that translates really well over into Ergos. Choked back, I can get all 4 fingers in the knife very, very easily. It's very, very comfortable. You have a good amount of jimping right here. My thumb lands right on it in the saber grip. Here is the hammer grip, reverse hammer grip. The pocket clip is really, really flush to the scale. There's no sharp edges. It's a little bit pointy back here, but it's not sharp by any means. And it's just so, thin and small. And again, sits flush to the scale. It just disappears into the palm of your hand. You're not getting a hot spot out of this knife in the slightest. Everything is, scalloped in the right areas, contoured, softened in the right areas. It's really, 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 really comfortable to handle. Then you get that nice, like I said, I call it like a 70-30 choil. Choked up, very, very comfortable. Your thumb kind of lands right up here into that poon area. Feels great, if you're going to be doing push cuts or if you have to have some more control around whatever you're cutting through. This just locks it into your hand. And, that's just another reason I love simple designs is because when you don't have anything crazy going on, this will fit anyone's hand. I mean, if you have, maybe if you have XL size hands, it might not fit, but I feel like it will because it's just such a neutral, handle shape, neutral, everything. Just very, very comfortable in hand. So for that reason, 5 out of 5 for the Ergos. That leads us to the next category, which is carry. I like the pocket clip, but I don't love it. I wish there was a little bit more, clearance area for pants. Because if you guys have like really heavy jeans or like really heavy lips on your jeans, it might be a little bit of an issue for going in and out of pocket. Luckily, mine aren't too bad. It goes, relatively deep for a milled clip. You have about that much sticking up out of your pocket, which, just due to the end of the knife and how the design is, not the end of the world. It didn't really bother me too much. But it sits out in the pocket real nice. You have nothing but, no jimping, nothing but just nice, smooth titanium right here, so you don't have to worry about if you're down underneath it getting maybe change, chapstick, pulling it up out of your pocket and catching your hand on the knife. I carry this in primarily jeans. I did throw it in gym shorts when I was just around the apartment. No issues there whatsoever. 3 ounces for, what I would consider a full-size knife, 3.5 inches, is just awesome. The fact that they were able to get this so lightweight is crazy. It carries so well. Like I said, just a small nitpick about maybe the pocket clip being a little bit more clearance, but I really can't take a point from that because it goes in a pocket well. It has a good amount of retention. So, and it is lefty or righty carry, which is really great too. I can't really deduct anything from there. So we're gonna get back in the 5s, 5 out of 5. And that leads me to my final category of price point / value / would I recommend this knife. Unfortunately, these are not currently available for sale. Like I said, these were a Kickstarter. They are, the run has already been done with. We have to kind of just keep waiting to see what happens. I might actually reach out to Dustin on Instagram if I can find his Instagram and maybe just ask him and say, hey, I loved your design. Can you give me a little bit of a sneak peek or a little bit of a, tidbit of information on what's coming next for the Wizard series, because I've reviewed a good amount of Artisan's, knives, and I think that this is my favorite Artisan. It's good. It does what it needs to do. I wouldn't say it's no frills, but it's on the line of no frills, and it's just it performs, every single way in all the ways. To me, this was almost a perfect knife. One of the only, I only have 2 perfect knives on the year. It was almost a third. Just really, really good. And, I can recommend this to everybody. I think this is a great design to have in your collection. If you guys are a fan of button locks with, front flippers and thumb studs, I know it's kind of getting not a little overused, but I mean, the market is kind of flooded with stuff like that just because it's, really, really popular. And a lot of companies are making a lot of knives. So I get that, but I think that this one is one of the better ones I've handled before, with this combination. As far as price point, so if you got on the early Kickstarter, I'm trying to see here because Kickstarter is a little bit confusing to read sometimes. If you were one of the first 30 to get the Sorcerer, which is this version, you could have snagged it for $185, which is insane. S90V, sand polish, titanium, milled clip, button lock, fat carbon inlay. The build quality Artisan, comes out with is really, really good. I've been impressed with, a lot of their build qualities for quite a while now. I love my set here. And there's some other stuff I've been wanting to check out. So $185 for this, if you were one of the first 30 people, is insane. I would easily pay, I think anything up to, I'd say $250 would be a fair price for this. But the fact that somebody got this for $185, I think that's a fantastic value. So price point value. Now, when it comes out, maybe if we're able to get maybe a full production run, we'll have to see what the price point is there. But for what this costs on the early bird, great value, great price. You guys know I can recommend it to anybody. Highly recommend it to anybody. So that's going to get a 5 out of 5. And, that I don't really have to count. It's a 34.5, 0.5 points off of being a perfect knife, lands it in the fantastic category. Let's see here. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've 8. This will be the 9th, 34.5 scored knife. So we've had a couple up there that have been very, very close to breaking in. But yeah, let's see here what the... So the early bird you could have gotten if you weren't part of the first 30. Anybody could have gotten on and gotten after that is $199. I still think that's a great value. Like I said, I would pay I think up to $250 for a knife like that. So if, $185, $200, both fantastic prices. One was 30% off, one was 35% off. And the other ones were $277, $299, $349. Then you could do like combos and stuff like that. Just all around a fantastic knife, 34.5 in the fantastic category. Dustin, you have a fantastic model on your hands, and I cannot wait to see what you come up with next. If you see this, I'm probably going to try to reach out to you. I'm just really curious. I'm going to look you up on Instagram and see if you have anything posted there. But I cannot wait for this to come back out. Like I said, maybe a full tie version. As much as I love fat carbon, I think a full tie version, maybe some micro milling on it would look phenomenal. I like my micro milling on my Sadier. I think this would look fantastic on something like this, or even on my Carta inlay or black and titanium, anything like that. I think would look fantastic. But yeah, so leave a comment down below. Did any of you guys snag one of these from the Kickstarter? If you did, do you love it? Do you hate it? As always, let me know down below. Huge shout out to Kevin over at Lefty DC for always allowing us to check out cool stuff. And yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up now, but this was my full review of the Artisan Knives Wizard. Fantastic knife. Fantastic. But thank you guys again so much for watching. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, night, and day. Whenever you're watching this, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.